Hey, synth fans out there, it's 303 Day.
Yeah,
And, we got to celebrate the Roland TB-303, right?
absolutely.
The little silver box. It had such a huge impact on music.
It did.
Think about it.
Yeah.
Acid house,
Acid.
techno,
Uh-huh.
all those genres that just make you want to move.
It's true.
You guys have sent us some awesome pages with deals
Yeah.
on incredible synths and drum machines, and
Yeah.
we're diving in to help you guys decide which ones are worth grabbing before the sale ends
Yeah.
at midnight.
Get on it.
Yeah.
It's amazing to think about the 303's journey. It wasn't a hit when it first came out.
Yeah.
It was kind of a flop.
It was.
But then these creative people, they started experimenting, twisting the knobs, and
Yeah.
discovered this whole new world of squelching acidic sounds.
Yeah.
Talk about turning a mistake into magic.
Totally.
And that's what's so cool about today's software. You can get that classic 303 vibe, but
Yeah.
with modern tools that let you push the sound even further.
Yeah. Okay, so let's get to the deals. The first one that caught my eye is Acid Box V2
Okay.
by Audio Blast.
Uh-huh.
This plugin is like having a virtual 303 right on your computer.
Is.
So for anyone who wants that pure, unadulterated 303 sound,
Right.
this seems like a no-brainer.
It really is a fantastic emulation, especially if you're into live performance.
Yeah.
Imagine you're on stage, the crowd is moving, and you want to switch between different acid patterns
Yeah.
without missing a beat.
Okay.
With Acid Box V2, you can program up to 32 patterns in advance and use key switches
Well.
to trigger them on the fly. It's like having a whole set list of acid grooves ready to go.
Oh, that's awesome.
Plus, it's NKS ready, which means if you use native instruments gear,
Yeah.
it'll integrate seamlessly into your setup. No fiddling around with complicated mappings or anything.
So you mentioned that Acid Box V2 is a straight-up 303 emulation.
Yeah.
But what if someone wants to take those acidic sounds
Right.
in a more experimental direction?
Yeah. Well, that's where Audio Blast's other offering comes in.
Okay.
Abex 3. It's
Yeah.
like the 303's cooler, more adventurous cousin.
I like it.
You still get that core acidic character,
Okay.
but with a ton more flexibility.
Gotcha.
Think of it this way. The original 303 had one oscillator, right?
Right.
Abex 3 gives you 32 different oscillator shapes to play with.
Whoa. Okay, that's a lot of sonic possibilities.
It is.
But you know what really caught my eye in the description?
What's that?
Was something called a parameter sequencer.
Oh, yeah.
I've never even heard of that before.
Right.
What exactly does it do?
It's one of the coolest features
Okay.
of Abex 3.
Yeah.
Imagine you want to create a sound that evolves over time. Maybe a filter sweep that gradually opens up,
Okay.
or an LFO that modulates the pitch and gets faster and faster.
Uh-huh.
With the parameter sequencer, you can automate any parameter in the synth and create these
Wow.
incredible rhythmic and melodic patterns.
Okay.
It's like taking the 303 sequencer to a whole new level.
So with Acid Box V2, you're getting that pure 303 experience.
You are.
And with Abex 3, you're getting that playground
That's right.
for sonic experimentation.
Yeah.
And both are on sale for 303 Day.
Exactly.
Awesome.
Acid Box V2 is just $19.99, which is a steal considering it normally goes for $50.
Wow.
And Abex 3 is even more heavily discounted, only $39,
What?
down from $199.
Okay. Our listeners are going to love these deals.
I think so.
Now let's move on to something that really caught my attention. A plugin called ZeroBox
Okay.
by Exxon Audio.
Mm-hmm.
This one seems to take a really deep dive into recreating the 303's sound.
You could say that ZeroBox isn't just about capturing the 303 sound.
Yeah.
It's about simulating the actual electronic components of the hardware.
Oh, wow.
They've modeled the transistors, the resistors, the capacitors, everything that makes the 303 tick.
So it's like a virtual 303 that behaves just like the real thing,
Precisely.
even down to those little quirks and imperfections that give it character.
Exactly.
That's awesome.
Well, it's like owning a perfectly preserved vintage 303,
Wow.
but without the maintenance headaches. And here's something really cool.
Yeah.
They've included a feature called the gimmick circuit.
Okay.
Remember how sometimes those old 303s would produce these weird, unpredictable sounds?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
If you push them too hard?
Totally, like those happy accidents that often lead to amazing discoveries.
Exactly. The gimmick circuit lets you recreate those happy accidents
Okay.
in a controlled way. You can dial in the amount of weirdness you want and experiment
Oh, wow.
with all sorts of glitchy, distorted sounds that would be impossible to get from a standard 303 emulation.
And that's why I call attention to detail.
Right.
So with ZeroBox, you're getting this incredible level of authenticity
Yeah.
and a tool for sonic exploration.
Uh-huh.
And for 303 Day, it's only
Only $29.99. Normally it's 89 sounds, so that's a pretty amazing deal for a plugin this detailed.
Okay, we've talked about individual 303 emulations,
Right.
but I'm seeing a bundle deal here that's hard to ignore. The Classic Boxes collection by D16 Group.
Oh, yeah.
This one seems like a dream come true for anyone who loves classic drum machines.
It really is.
You're getting emulations of some of the most iconic drum machines of all time.
Uh-huh.
The Roland TR-909,
You got it.
the TR-808,
Yep.
the TR-606,
Mm-hmm.
and of course the TV-303.
Can't forget that one.
It's like a one-stop shop for vintage drum sounds.
It is.
Okay, that's 4 legendary drum machines. And I'm guessing they all have that same level of detail
They do.
we've seen in the 303 emulations.
Absolutely. D16 Group is known for their meticulous approach to analog modeling. They
Yeah.
don't just sample the sounds, they recreate the entire circuitry, capturing all those nuances
Wow.
that give these machines their unique character.
That's incredible. So I could use this bundle to create tracks that sound like they were produced
Yeah.
in the golden age of house and techno.
You absolutely could. But don't think of this bundle as just a nostalgia trip.
Okay.
These drum machines are still incredibly relevant today.
Right.
Their sounds are timeless and they can be used in so many different genres.
Uh-huh.
From hip-hop and trap to electronica and ambient, the possibilities are endless.
Okay, this bundle is sounding more and more tempting by the minute.
I know, right?
And for 303 day, it's...
A whopping 50% off. You can get all 4 plugins, Drumazon, Nephitin, Nethanaut, and Fascion,
Wow.
for just $149.
Really?
That's down from $299.
All right, folks, if you've ever wanted to add some classic drum machine sounds to your arsenal, this is the time to do it. Now, we've got 2 more synths on our list, but before we dive into those, let's take a quick break. We'll be back in a flash.
Welcome back.
All right, so we've been exploring some pretty fantastic deals
We have.
on synths and drum machines inspired by
Yeah.
the legendary Roland TB-303.
Perfect timing for 303 Day. It's amazing how one little synth sparked a sonic revolution.
Right, and we've already covered some incredible emulations that capture that raw essence of the 303.
Right.
But this next one is a bit different.
Okay.
It's called the Arturia Mini Brute V. Now, it's not a direct copy of the 303, but it definitely shares that same spirit of bold analog sounds.
It's like the 303's muscular, more experimental sibling.
Okay.
The Mini Brute V is a software version
Right.
of the popular Arturia Mini Brute hardware synth. It's known for its raw, aggressive sound,
Okay.
and it has a unique character that sets it apart from other synths.
So it's not a 303,
Right.
but it sounds like it can deliver some serious sonic punch.
It can.
What are some of the things that make it special?
Well, one of the coolest things about the Mini Brute V is that it's polyphonic.
Okay.
You can play chords with it, which you
Mhm.
can't do on the original 303.
Right.
This opens up a whole world of possibilities for creating rich, layered sounds.
Polyphony on an analog synth. It's pretty awesome.
It is.
So if I want to create like a massive layered soundscape
Yeah,
with a gritty analog edge, the Mini Brute V could be my go-to.
absolutely. And it's got this fantastic filter called the Steiner-Parker filter,
Uh-huh.
which is known for its aggressive, punchy sound.
Yeah.
It's perfect for creating those hard-hitting bass lines and leads that cut through the mix.
Now, I have to admit,
Yeah.
I'm always a bit wary of software emulations instead of analog hardware.
Yeah,
Sometimes they can sound a bit sterile or lack that je ne sais quoi
right.
that makes the originals so special. But I'm guessing Arturia knows what they're doing.
They really do. Arturia has a fantastic reputation for creating high-quality software emulations
Okay.
that capture the essence of classic hardware.
Yeah.
They've even included a feature called the Brute Factor,
Okay.
which adds this incredible saturation and harmonic richness to the sound.
Gotcha.
It's like cranking up the gain on a vintage amplifier.
So I could use the Brute Factor
Yeah.
to add some real warmth and grit to my sounds.
You got it. And for 303 Day, the Mini Brute V is available for half price.
But
It's normally $200, but you can get it for just $99.
okay, that's a deal that's hard to resist.
I know.
Now let's talk about our final synth for today's deep dive.
Okay.
Synthmaster 2.9 by KV331 Audio. Right. This one seems like a completely different beast.
It is.
It's not specifically trying to emulate any particular hardware,
No.
but it's packed with a ton of different synthesis methods.
It's a true synthesis powerhouse. Synthmaster 2.9 combines VA synthesis, additive synthesis, wavetable synthesis, FM synthesis.
Wow.
You name it, it's got it.
Wow.
It's like having a whole studio of synths in one plugin.
Wow, that sounds incredibly versatile.
Yeah.
I'm guessing that opens up a world of sonic
Oh, it
possibilities, from
does.
creating classic analog sounds
Yeah.
to designing completely new and unique textures.
You're exactly right. You could use it to recreate those vintage 303 sounds we've been talking about, or you
Yeah.
could dive into completely uncharted sonic territory.
Now, I have to be honest, sometimes these do-it-all synths can be a bit overwhelming.
I hear you.
There are so many options. It can be hard to know where to start.
I get it. But SynthMaster 2.9 does a great job of balancing depth and accessibility.
Okay.
It comes with over 1,850 factory presets, so you can start exploring right away and get a feel for what's possible.
Yeah.
And once you're ready to dive deeper, the interface is very well designed and intuitive.
So whether I want to tweak a preset or create a sound from scratch, SynthMaster 2.9 has me covered.
It does.
What about effects? Does it have a good selection built in?
It does. You get a full suite of effects, including delays, reverbs, chorus distortion, and more.
Wow.
You can really sculpt your sound and give it that final polish.
Okay.
And here's a bonus for sound designers. You can import your own multi-samples into SynthMaster 2.9.
Now that's cool. So I could take a field recording, import it into SynthMaster,
You could.
and use it as the basis for a completely new synth sound.
You could do that, or you could import a drum loop and manipulate it using SynthMaster's synthesis engine.
Oh, wow.
The possibilities are really endless.
Okay, I'm getting the sense that SynthMaster 2.9 is like a sonic playground
It is.
for anyone who loves to experiment with
I know
sound.
exactly.
And for 303 days,
It's just $59. That's less than half the normal price of $129.
wow.
If you've been thinking about adding a versatile and powerful synth to your collection, this is a fantastic opportunity.
All right, folks, we've covered a lot of ground today, from
Mhm.
classic 303 emulations
Yeah,
to powerful and versatile synths that can create a huge range of sounds.
right.
Before you rush off to grab these amazing deals before they disappear at midnight,
Yeah.
let's take a moment to reflect on why we're celebrating 303 Day in the first place.
It's all about celebrating the power of experimentation, of taking a simple tool and pushing it beyond its intended limits to create something new and exciting.
The 303 is a perfect example of that. It was a commercial flop, but it ended up sparking a musical revolution.
I know, right?
It just goes to show that sometimes the most unexpected things can have the biggest impact.
And it's not just about the 303, it's about that,
That spirit of innovation,
yeah, that drives music forward. Taking risks,
breaking the rules.
exploring the uncharted territories of sound.
So, if you're feeling inspired
Yeah.
by today's deep dive,
If you're ready to unleash your inner sonic explorer,
don't miss out on these deals.
yeah, head over to the links in our show notes and grab these amazing tools before they vanish at midnight.
You won't regret it.
Yeah.
But before you go,
Yeah, let me leave you with a thought-provoking question.
right?
We've talked about the past, the legacy of the 303, and the incredible tools we have today, but what about the future?
Yeah, where do we go from here?
Where do you see the world of synths and electronic music going?
What new sounds are going to be discovered? What boundaries will be pushed?
Share your thoughts with us on social media using the hashtag #DeepDiveSynthwave.
We'd love to hear your predictions and insights. Well, that's all for this deep dive, folks.
Thanks for joining us and happy 303 Day.